Live from the Cactus Creek at Ibri, he is the king of prime time, Ghana's undisputed entertainment laureate, and still the youngest old man in Ghana. Put your hands together, show some love for the indefatigable KSM.
It's the KSM Show.
Thank you. Folks, trust me, you have a great show coming your way today, man. We're going to be meeting this mother, Eunice, or Otima, with her 9-year-old son. Now, this guy was reading when he was 9 months old. What did that? It will blow your mind. So that's the show coming up. That's my guest. In the meantime, a quick comment about the tragedy of Ghana. Of course, our hearts go out to all the victims who have been affected by the spillage of the Akosombo Dam. We have great sympathies to all those who have been affected. But this is my point, folks. This is not a natural disaster. This is a man-made disaster. Incidentally, this is not the first time. Every time there's a spill, we have accidents like this. So what do you think about the people who know the consequences of such disastrous actions they are taking, but don't care? And any thinking person, any group of people who are thinking will know that we are going to do it, this is what it's going to cost. So what is the backup plan? In other jurisdictions where human beings think, where they think, oh, they would have done it differently. By now, knowing that this is something they do almost every now and then, by now, they could have constructed some kind of reservoir so that when it comes to spilling the dam, they know that the water will go through some tunnels and go to a separate reservoir where the water will be held. Common sense. In case that there's a drought, we have to find a way to rechannel the water that we're holding the reservoir back to the dam. That is thinking. Asia and Komaya, Japan and Komaya, US and Komaya, but there'll be Africa. And that would be the intelligent way to do it. You know, we spill the excess water, we keep it in the reservoir, and then in times of drought, we channel it back to the dam. That's the intelligent way to do it. But what we do in Ghana, when there's a drought, and we send pastors there to go and pray for the water to rise. Yeah, mobo. Yeah, mobo. Then they are say, sorry. Meanwhile, when it rises and it gets to a level that we think is too much, then we spill it and go and destroy whole areas, destroy people's lives. Yet time will come, we'll send people there again that the dam is drying up. So we need prayers. Are we thinking? Yeah, but that's not what I want to talk about. Now, whether we like it or not, the crisis has happened. How can we best help our fellow people there? You know, so I really commend all the radio stations. I've been listening to Unya, Captain has started a great crusade, and places are getting involved to help so that we can send relief stuff to our people in the water region. May I appeal to all those who make the water, sachet water, bottled water, all the companies that make water, please donate large volumes. Those of you who make mattresses, every kind of thing that you do, those of us who have things that we can offer, let's all get together and help. Churches, without us know, all you're interested in the collection and the tithe, this time donate part of your tithe and collections. Everybody must throw their hand in this so that we can help bring the whole region back to life again. Now, on that note, I'm sorry that we are what we are, but hold on, we have a great show coming your way. We're going to take a commercial break, and when we come back, you'll be blown up by the show coming up. Stick around.
The KSM Show.
The day is November 5th, the great minimum. We'll be chopping, and it's November 5th, but that's the day after November 4th. So to all you delegates for the MPP, this will be a great day for you, because either way, if your candidate wins, come and let's celebrate it. When they lose, come and let's celebrate this day. But November 5th is the day, and by the way, this is taking place at Cactus Creek. The time is 12:30 p.m. to 5 p.m.
Kwata catcher me say me do a bria, me share Cactus Creek. Now, actually, my friend Adanase, and pa, it piano head, or my dear. In fact, we need this hard down. A me Diana, me bro for the Yarai. I think a drink one America. A country move back, Pia can say moving to Minka. Me the kind of that. Me Diana, I say, wait, Mr. Sandy, my friend of Brim, a Bunabun. Now, if you are not there, Mess answer or die upon Cracker. Me dear Monson, and I say, and also Mess Sanity, you know. My friend of Ordinary upon Cracker. Papabi. And so far. Mess also that is it to us. Allah, me dear, and I say, win so dear, I was sent my money in for from. Now, my friend or therefore, Sariki to us. Papabi. Now the man many J pan is say almost has so she share event to some could be. I don't know here November 5th. November 5th. Just said also the idea that was soon. Now program no idea on what to soon ye need him bomb. A bit the dear bomb and pap. Buffet no way piano not one pencil a dear grow one side. Buffet ni bonus and the phone book 200 Ghana cedis. I say, which ya bit me the dear, don't go bit me pia, cop himself one cassa, me. Program way, Manqua, am I am. There was one bar, why oh, mania, Yensha or Cactus Creek in November 5th, ye did your bomb. Pia.
KSM Essentials has good news for you. If you're in Takoradi and its environs, don't worry. You can pick up KSM Essentials jacket at Ruler Unisex Boutique in Anaji, Takoradi, Queen of Peace in Takofo Road. Call or WhatsApp 0544 548766.
KSM Show.
We're back. And folks, I'm telling you, man, the show today is special. And when I talk about special, I'm talking about special in the strictest meaning of the word special. We're going to be talking to this young guy. When you're a young guy, you're a small boy. What kind of young guy that is when you're a small boy? He's only 9 years old. And this guy, guess what? He started reading when he was 9 months. Want to be that? Show some love, man. and there's more to this story, and I'm so glad that we're going to be talking to him. But before then, we're going to be talking to his mother, who tells a story of how for 12 years in her marriage, they couldn't have children. 12 whole years. And when they got their first child, who I'll be talking to, Sean, he was more or less like a miracle baby. Can you imagine? Reading at 9 months? Anyway, KSM, shut up. Let's introduce our guest, the mother, let her do all the talking before we speak with Sean. So put your hands together, show some love for Otima Afichobe. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for bringing me to your show. I am super excited to be here today.
We are excited to have you here, you know, and it was very interesting getting to know that you came to Ghana a few months ago and you're looking for me. Your son, our hero, actually took a picture at the studio.
Yes, he did.
Wow. Wow.
It was a
Unfortunately, I
prophetic
wasn't
visit.
there, but today we are linking up by Zoom. By the way, folks,
It was a prophetic visit anyway. It was a prophetic visit when we came there.
Oh, wow. Now you're here today, man. And folks, we are talking
Yes.
to her. She's in Atlanta right now. Otima, welcome again one more time to the show.
Thank you so much.
Tell me a little bit about, before Sean, you had been married for 12 years. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yes. So we married in 2002, and I, as normal, every married woman wants to have a baby, right? So the first few years was traumatic for me. I had 4 miscarriages. So, and I was growing. So I think it got to a time I told myself that I wasn't going to try again. After 4 tries, I actually gave up when I hit the age 40. And you know what 40 means for a woman who doesn't have a child. So I stopped trying, I stopped doing everything. And then at 41, I gave up completely.
Wow. Wow.
So at 41, God said, this is my time. Because prior to that, I had a lot of prophecies about the fact that I was going to have children and my child was going to be great and all that. But after praying for so many years, I said, okay, let the will of God be done. So at 41, I came to Ghana actually in December 2013. And I went to church. I am an ICGC member, so I was at Holy Ghost Temple. And Prophet Arnold was dedicating babies on that day. And he said, everybody at the moment who is waiting for a child, God is going to give you a child a year by this time. I took it with a little pinch of, I was like, you know what? I'm 40 now, so I'm not going to take that testimony. It's for the younger ones. So he prayed for us. He prayed for everybody. A lot of people went in the front. He prayed. And then I came back to the US. And exactly 1 month to that prayer, I took seed.
Your age was 41 at that time then?
Yes, I was 41,
okay.
Yes.
And just a quick question. You had decided that you have stopped. So after the prayer, you want to try again? What was the...
Yes, after the prayer, when I came back, of course, my husband had missed me. I've been away for 1 month.
Okay.
So he welcomed me home.
So he said, what about the... Let's try one more time. Okay.
Yes, so when I calculate back to when I took seed, it was exactly 1 month to that prayer. And 41 in America is you are high risk, they call it. Yes. So they monitored me through my pregnancy, expecting, and with the background that I've had 4 miscarriages. Me, myself, I wasn't even expecting it to stay. So every time I'll be checking, is it still there? And then they monitored me for so many weeks. Every week they do like 2 scans to make sure that the baby was okay.
And somehow you were expecting a miscarriage that is so possible within any time. Yeah, okay. Yes. Go ahead, please.
So they monitored me throughout. And to God be the glory, there was no complication throughout the pregnancy. So at 39 months, he came. And it was a blessing to everybody.
Wow.
And when he was there, I kept prophesying over him. I kept speaking over his life, and I kept speaking a lot. And I had asked God that if he's doing it, then I want a son. I don't know why, but I wanted a son.
Wanted a son.
Yes. So he came just as I wished, just as I hoped for.
Wow.
We prayed over him, we prophesied over him. And as for the words, we speak a lot over him because I'm a woman of faith myself. So,
Okay.
I mean, miracle baby. Everybody on his baby naming ceremony, my in-laws came from Ghana, my parents came, and we celebrated. It was a big one.
Wow. That was a miraculous arrival. Wow.
Yes.
Great, great, great. Okay, so you have now this baby who you've suffered for 12 years in anticipation. You've been through 4 miscarriages. He's finally here, and by all extents, he's special.
Yes.
For a 12-year wait there, or special, anyway you look at it. But this added dimension of speciality where he was actually a genius. When did you start thinking, hey, now what am I doing? What was the first thing that shocked you about him in his childhood?
All right. So around 7, 8 months, we realized that when normally you put kids shows on for them to watch, and he will concentrate on the educational ones and will just ignore the regular Mickey Mouse and all the other shows when you put it on. So he will watch it hours and hours and hours. He can be watching it for 2 hours without.
Let me get this straight. He wasn't interested in what the normal kid would be interested in, Mickey Mouse, whatever. He wanted the educational ones.
Yes. Yes.
And that's what caught his attention.
Yes, and those come as adverts when they are watching their Mickey Mouse and all that. So I realized that his focus was on those, and then when this one comes, he's bored. But I mean, I just didn't pay attention to it that much. But at 9 months, I went to the shop to buy clothes for him at Carthage. And as soon as I parked the car, and before then he had said his first word, which was daddy, of course, and I was jealous. So when we parked the car, he said Curtis. So I turned back and I said, did you just say Curtis? And he was quiet. Of course, he wasn't talking.
For those of us who don't know, Curtis is a shop, huh?
Yes, it's a shop
so
that sells
the sign, Curtis.
Yes.
Can you actually pronounce it?
Yes.
And how old was he then?
9 months.
9 months?
Yes.
Wow.
And before then, he had said his first word, which was daddy. So all we know he could say was daddy.
Dad.
Yes.
Then he said, he read it and said, Curtis.
Curtis. So I looked at him at the back and I said, did you just say Curtis? And he was quiet.
Wow.
So I was like, was I hearing right, or I'm just imagining? So when we got home, I intentionally took another flyer, and we had a lot of flyers and coupons. So I took one from Coles and I said, what is this? And he said, Coles. So I said, wait a minute. So I showed him something else and he said it. So as soon as his dad came from work, I said, your child can read? And he said, oh, stop playing. I said, no.
Wow.
So we showed him something and he said it. We started showing him colors. Red, he would say red. Blue, he would say blue. And after that, he's quiet. He doesn't say anything again. So you show him something, and then as we started nurturing him, like he will focus on. So now he was a full-fledged watching phonics, alphabet, numbers. That's all he wants to watch. If you put anything else, he will cry.
Wasn't it? Oh, you actually cry?
Yeah, he will cry. And just to let you know, he doesn't like it.
He wasn't interested in Mickey Mouse and all those.
No, he didn't like it. No.
Wow.
No.
That is amazing. So what kind of things was he watching? What were you putting on for him to?
He was watching like alphabet, spelling, phonics, how to pronounce word right, like cats, and how they spell those ABCs, addition, subtraction, and all that.
So basically, it had to be something educational to get his interest.
Yes, to catch his attention. So by 20 months, he could count from 20 back to 1.
At 20 months?
Yes, at 20 months. So, but All this while, he wouldn't say nothing else. So his doctor, around 2 years, his doctor was like, we need to assess him. And so he referred us to pediatric psychologists. So we took him, and he was 2.5. And as soon as we got there, he read Georgia Pediatric Psychologists. So everybody in the room was like, how old is he?
Wow. So this was like a sign on the door or something? Or the...
Yes, the sign in their lobby, yes.
Okay.
So when we went to see the doctor, everything the doctor shows him, he will say it for him. And at that time, he was spelling words as big as strawberry, mango, umbrella, big words like that. So the doctor
Sure. So at this time, you and your husband, what were you thinking? What was going through your mind, basically?
Honestly, when we started seeing that, we realized that we have something more than a special kid at our hands. And so at that time, we are taking a decision that I was going to stay at home. I'm not going to go back to work and focus and take care of him. Wow. So that was what I was doing. I was with him at home. He was learning, and he enjoyed learning and learning and learning and learning.
I know that educational stuff excited him, but what were the things in his age group? What were the things that would excite him for a kid of his age when we were bringing him up?
KSM, it was a lot of difficulties. It was a challenge because everything you give him, he associates it with learning. Wow. If you show him a stick of fry, Sean, what is this? He won't say fry. He will say I or one. If you show him a cookie, whether it's a round one, he will tell you circle. Then I'll say, no, Sean, this is cookie. Then we say, no, it's a circle. I said,
it's
okay.
A circle.
Okay. If it's a square, you say it's a square. I said, no, it's cookie. No, it's square. Okay. So I got to a time I was kind of finding it difficult to relate how to make him feel like a child. So that was one of the reasons why we had to assess and do and know what we have and know how to handle him.
What was the results of the assessment? What did they say? That this is a...
Yeah, he's profoundly gifted.
Profoundly gifted kid.
Yes, yes.
And so what was the advice for you to do with such a profound gifted kid?
So the advice was to put him in school and let him mix up with other kids and let him stop learning and start playing. So take him to the park, allow him to play and do all the things, which was a little difficult, but we tried the school. And so by 3, I took him to school. They assessed him and he was 2nd grade level.
2nd grade level.
Yes, at 3. So they had to start him on pre-K because you can't put a 3-year-old in 2nd grade. So that mingling with the other kids helped him, as you know, relates to kids his age. And then I started taking him to the playground. I just stopped letting him watch the things he loved to watch. And he was a little bit frustrated. But
he didn't like playing, eh?
No, he didn't like to play. He didn't like
he wanted to stay. That's so amazing. So you take him to the playground and he's like, nah, I cry. If you see his
yeah, wasting his time. That was his attitude.
Amazing. We're going to take a commercial break, and when we come back, I want to meet Sean. I know all my team, they want me off so they can also meet Sean. So we're going to take a short commercial break. So here we're going to go to a different side of where Sean is. And then when we come back, we'll continue from there. Eunice,
all right.
Thank you so much. Folks, we're taking a short commercial break. We will be right back.
The KSM Show.
The day is November 5th. The great minimum. We'll be chopping. And it's November 5th, but that's the day after November 4th. So to all you delegates for the MPP, this will be a great day for you. Because either way, if your candidate wins, come and let's celebrate it. When they lose, come and let's celebrate this day. But November 5th is the day. And by the way, this is taking place at Cactus Creek. The time is 12:30 p.m. to 5 p.m.
Kwata catcher me say me do a bria, me share Cactus Creek. Now, actually, my friend Adanase, and pa, it piano head, or my diana dear. In fact, we need this hard down. A punk one, a midian, and a brothel yarai. I think a twin one, America. A country move back, Pia KSM SHOW to Minka. Midika or that. Midian, I say, wait, Mr. Sandy, my friend, I'm going to bring a bunabun. Now, if you are not there, Messa also die upon Chencracker. Me dear Monson, and I say, and also Messa Sanity, you know. And my friend or dinner upon Chencracker. Papabi. And so far. Miss also that is it to us. Allah, me dear, and I say, win so dear, I was sent my money in for from. Now, my friend or therefore, Sariki to us. Papabi. Now the man many Japan is saying almost has so she share event on Kubi. I don't know here November 5th. November 5th. Just said also idea that was soon. Now program no idea on what to soon ye need him bomb. Ye bit the dear bomb and pap. Buffet name with piano not one pencil a dear grow one side. Buffet ni bonus and the phone book 200 Ghana cedis. I say, which ya bit me the dear, don't go bit me pia, cop himself one cassa, me. Program way, Manqua, am I remember? There was one man, why oh, mania, Yensha or Cactus Creek in November 5th, ye did your bomb. Pia.
Azepa Essentials has good news for you. If you're in Takoradi and its environs, don't worry. You can pick up Azepa Essentials jacket at Ruler Unisex Boutique in Anaji, Takoradi, Queen of Peace in Takofo Road. Call or WhatsApp 0544 548766.
KSM.
Hello and welcome to Learning with Sean the Science Kid. Today we'll be learning about the human heart. This is the model, but the real one is in your chest, and you can use a stethoscope to hear it. So here's how it works. You put the stethoscope in your ears and then put it in and put this part to your heart. You have to hear that pump, that love sound.
We're back. And I know the most anticipated time in TV history today. You want me off. You want to meet the great Sean. So put your hands together. Show some love for Sean and his mother. Hey, Sean, how are you?
I am good. I'm so good.
You're good? Wow. So we were talking to Mommy, and Mommy says you're so smart. Do you know that you are smart?
Yes.
Why do you think you are so smart? Tell me today.
I think I'm smart because usually I'm supposed to be in a higher grade, and during like the past grades, I've been 2 levels above my current grade. So like
I
when I was
see.
in 4th grade, my brain was in 6th grade.
Okay. So wherever you are, it's like you're supposed to be 2 levels higher than whatever they put you. Wow. So how does that make you feel?
That makes me feel super smart.
I was reading up about you, and you love teaching people to understand science, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So today, Sean, your mother is sitting there watching you and watching me. And today, Sean, I'm your student, right? Today, KSM is I'm a student for Sean. And I hear you love reading about the brain. So you be my teacher. Tell me, how does the brain function?
Okay, so there are 4 main parts of the brain. One, the main part of the brain that makes 3/4 of the brain is called the cerebrum. This helps with thinking, reasoning, learning, and dreaming. Even though scientists may not know why humans dream, and we've come up with about 5 theories, the cerebrum may play a big part in dreaming. Then the second largest part is the cerebellum. It has a similar name to the cerebrum, but has some totally different function. It helps with motor movements like mostly balance and simple movements like keeping your balance when you're walking, riding a bike, muscle memories, and that kind of stuff. The third part is the brainstem. The third part is the brainstem. The brainstem, it has parts called the pons, the thalamus, and many other structures. That the pons helps with things like eating, heartbeat, digestion, breathing, and sleep.
And what's the 4th part?
The thalamus, that sometimes helps with temperature and neurochemicals.
Sean, why did you learn all this?
I learned all of this because I love to learn.
So did you read about them? Where did you get all the information from?
I learned this from loving to watch YouTube videos about science, the brain, the heart, anatomy.
Wow.
But we gotta get to the 4th part.
Okay, let me get the 4th part.
The 4th part's name, it sounds a lot like Diplodocus. So, but it's basically Diplodocus, but with an Diplodocus. But and it has things like the pituitary gland and amygdala. These help with monitoring neurochemicals. So like melatonin for sleep and growth, and hormones that help with mostly growth.
Wow. Look, Sean, I'm amazed. You know why I'm amazed? Because most of the things you're teaching me, I don't know at my age, and you know it. Wow. Are you aware that at your age, the things you know are like for grown-ups who are really, really studied a lot?
Yes.
And that's about a break. I hear you want to become a cardiac
A neurocardiosurgeon. Neuro stands for
neurosurgeon.
brain. Cardio stands for heart. And
Mhm.
surgeon is surgery worker.
Wow. Not only do you know about the heart, from what I hear, you also know about aerodynamics, how planes fly, all that. I mean, it's just amazing. I'm going to talk to your mommy in a second, but can you teach me a little bit about aerodynamics? What keeps the plane flying?
This is the part I've been waiting for. So there are 4 forces acting on a plane. Imagine that you're a happy air molecule floating around in the atmosphere. A fun fact I'm gonna drop: the atmosphere is 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen, and 1% carbon dioxide, debris, carbon monoxide, and all that other stuff. So you're a happy little nitrogen molecule floating around in the vast atmosphere. Then an aeroplane starts flying towards you. Now you don't know what you're gonna do, but then we zoom into the knowledge about airplanes, and here we go. So there are 4 forces acting on a plane in the sky: thrust, a forward push; drag or air resistance, which is the force of all of the air molecules combined pushing on the front of the plane. Now due to the airplane's pointy shape, the air molecules pass right through. So now that it has minimal drag and maximum thrust from the combustion engines, that let's say this jet uses a small jet engine to power a big fan. That's the most efficient way to power a plane. So anyway, now that it's got thrust, air molecules are rushing past it, including you. This, due to the fact that the airfoil, this looks a lot like an airfoil, is laid at like a 5 or 4 degree angle. The air molecules at the bottom start slapping on it more rapidly, and the air molecules on the top slide smoother. So this pressure difference makes it fly.
Wow.
Nope. Wrong. Due to Canoli's effect, air molecules stick to it. So that means it would just be sliding like this and nothing would happen if that was true. So, due to the fact that the air molecules on the top are sticking to the airfoils on the 5 degree angle, it sticks to the airfoils, which is a specific shape meant to make airplanes fly. So the air starts leaning down. And a little insight to something we'll talk about later, Newton's 3rd law of motion takes a kick in, and because the air is flowing downwards, Newton's 3rd law says every action creates an equal and opposite reaction. So this is the action, the Canoli's effect, making the air stick to the plane and lean down. And the reaction is it pushing the plane up into the sky.
Show some love, man.
So that looks wrong.
Wow. Okay, just let me talk to mommy for a second. Otima, what kind of conversations do you have with Sean when you're sitting down normally? What chats do you have with him?
I try to teach him life issues. I try to use his brain sometimes when we go to the store. I'll say, when we go to the store, we're going to buy this, okay? So that he will remind me, because I know I'll forget.
Yeah.
And then one time we got to the store, I said, Sean, what were we here to buy again? he said, "Oh, you need to make a list." So I'm like, I thought you don't forget anything. How have you forgotten? He said, "Mommy, you need to make your list." So
Wow.
you can use my brain.
Shona, do you hang out with kids your age?
Yeah.
You
Sometimes
do?
we hanging out with
What do you talk about that are kid stuff?
other kids stuff. Mostly we talk about what games we're gonna play and whenever somebody mentions Fortnite, I just walk away.
You walk away. Well, you like to talk about more adult stuff, eh?
Yes, like Minecraft, more mature games.
Wow. Sean, the miracle baby, who's going to be one of the greatest. What did you say? You wanted to become neuro.
Cardio surgeon.
Wow. That is so amazing. Now, I want to talk to your mom again. There you have your son, getting 9 years old, you know? And then all his conversation and his activity is adult-like. So somebody who's mature, you know. Do you sometimes have to remind yourself that apart from everything, when everything is said and done, he's still a kid? Or sometimes you forget and you think you're dealing with an adult?
Several times. Several times. I always have to catch myself and take a breath and say, you know what, he's just 9. Because I expect him to apply his knowledge to every aspect of life. And unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. Yeah.
Wow. Sean, what's the greatest hobby? What makes you happy? What do you love doing?
Making paper airplanes.
Really?
As I like to say scientifically, testing aerodynamics.
Okay.
Now, I gotta go get one of the planes that I need to show you. So basically, this plane, it looks like a tube. Its fancy name is called the annular wing. So this plane uses a principle called boundary surfaces. So when it's spinning in the air here on the top, it goes and goes down to like a normal airplane wing. Newton's third law says that should push it up. And the air here going here, it gets stopped and pushed the other way. So that creates lift, which is what makes it do this.
Wow. This is amazing, man. So here's a 9-year-old boy teaching me stuff I don't know, I've never heard of, and I even don't really understand. I'm pretending like I'm understanding, but you're way, way, way above. My goodness. So how does that make you feel when you're talking to mom and dad? What discussions do you want to have with mom and dad?
Usually I want to tell them science facts and things about my life that I want their help with.
Wow. And I also hear you have your own YouTube channel that you teach people about science and everything. You have your own YouTube channel? Is that the logo behind you?
Yes. Learning with Sean, the science kid.
It's called Learning with Sean, the Science Kid. So how long have you had this YouTube channel?
I've had it since I was 4.
Since you were 4, you've been teaching science.
Yes.
It's a lot, man.
My first video, I can still remember the words my mom said after it. And disclaimer, they're ironic. The video was too playish. Also, when I was talking about the heart's valves, I did this.
This is when he's 9, please.
But this is an incorrect diagram. it should have done. But, and that brings us into our next topic.
Oh.
The human,
Which is the next topic?
the human heart. The human heart is a
Yeah.
The human heart is a muscle inside your body, the left side of your chest. This amazing muscle can do about 3 billion beats in a lifetime. Now let's bring a test subject to show you what happens. So it starts off in her heart.
Mm-hmm.
It's beating. So that every time it beats, a simple thing happens. Blood rushes in that are deoxygenated, goes into the right atrium, that goes through the pulmonary vein into the lungs where it gets reoxygenated or replenished with oxygen. Then it goes back into the heart through the valve to the right ventricle, then the left ventricle, then goes out of the aortic valve, then throughout the body to come back, and the process repeats. Now, since
Sean, I have to do a special show for you to tell us everything, but because of the time here, we have to end on this lesson. But this is amazing. Let me ask your mom one thing before we leave here. Auntie, Madam Watime. My goodness. So I'm just, want to visit you and see how you're relaxed. Your husband is at work right now, right? Sitting
Yes.
down with Sean and the kind of conversations you're having. What do you talk about?
Sometimes we try to talk about life issues, the normal things every parent would like to their child, but everything is an experiment in this house. Even the food we cook, we have to experiment with it. Everything is an experiment. Everything is a science experiment or a science expedition. So we've learned to live with that.
One time I turned eating breakfast into a science lesson about the digestive system.
Wow,
that's in a nutshell. That's our lifestyle here.
In a nutshell.
So, it's been terrific, Mia. You've left me speechless. Not just me, but anybody who's watching our program is just going to be speechless at the level of intelligence and maturity. You must have an IQ this high, man. You know how high your IQ is?
Yeah, I'd say around 135.
135.
Still waiting for the real answer.
Fatima, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for sharing your time with us, giving us Sean. We have been so happy, and I can tell you already that this is going to be one of my most watched shows ever. I'm so happy that apart from being on this channel, Pan African TV is going to be on YouTube, and I can expect a big explosion of viewers to catch up with Sean. Who has his own? What is the link to your channel? Is that
Learning with Sean the Science Kid.
Okay, Learning with Sean the Science Kid. So you guys, you check this link out on YouTube and then find out more and follow Sean.
Oh yeah, I'm on Instagram. I'm on Instagram too.
Okay.
Same name. Learning with Sean.
Okay. We have the Instagram, your IG, and everything is going to be on the screen so that people can follow you. Huh?
Okay.
Fatima, thank you so much. Which do you prefer, Fatima or Eunice?
Either is fine.
Either is fine. Okay. Fatima, thank you so much for spending time with us. We really, really, really appreciate it. And greetings to the father when he comes home. And congratulations for deciding to stay home and homeschool and do everything you can, because this guy here I don't know how to put it, but he's an academic giant. This guy is really, really, really a gift of unimaginable levels. So we thank God for the creation. We thank God for your patience and waiting, and we thank God for the results that we are seeing here. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. I feel honored to be on this channel. I'm so excited.
We are more excited than you are. Okay. So on that note, I have to sign off. And Sean, this is how I sign off every time. I go like this. Until next week, when I come your way again, KSM signing off saying, I am out of here.
And this is my ending. Okay, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Keep on sciencing.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you.